Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to Intellify. I am Bhavya. Today we are going to discuss about object-oriented programming in C++. Dear learners, object-oriented programming is a very easy concept which is based on day-to-day life, and its concepts are very easy and very fun to understand. As the name suggests, it uses objects in the programming. Object-oriented programming aims to implement real-world entities in programming. Real-world entities means the real-world models can be projected in the form of objects. The main aim of object-oriented programming is to bind together the data and the functions that operate on it so that no other part of the code can access this data except that function. If some particular data belongs to some particular function, it cannot be accessed by any other function. This is the main aim of object-oriented programming. You all can see here on the slide that there is this beautiful diagram that presents the terms that are associated with object-oriented programming. These terms are class, object, data encapsulation, data abstraction, inheritance, and polymorphism. My dear students, we will be discussing about all these terms in detail in the upcoming slides, and I hope that you have a fun learning experience. We begin with the introductory concept of objects and classes. An object is an identifiable quantity that has characteristics and behavior of its own. Any quantity that has characteristics and behavior is an object. A class is a group of objects that share common properties and behavior. If I have a group of objects that are having common properties and behavior, then all those objects belong to one class. A class is a blueprint from which individual objects are created. This diagram clearly states that a class is a template for making objects. Let us take the example of bike blueprint. These bicycles are different objects, but their basic structure is the same. All of them have two wheels, all of them have a seat for the driver, and there are many other features that are common to all three of them. Therefore, these bikes, though they are different objects, they belong to the same class. My dear students, I hope that you are clear with the concept of objects and classes. Still, let us consider this example for further knowledge. Here we are going to discuss about real life examples. The class fruit. The data or characteristics of this class are the color, the flavor, and the origin. Now we have two objects belonging to this class fruit. These two objects are orange and mango. My dear friends, orange is orange in color, sour in flavor, and its origin is Spanish. Mango, on the other hand, is yellow in color, sweet in flavor, and its origin is Indian. We see that these two objects, orange and mango, they are different from each other, but their data or characteristics are the same. Therefore, they belong to the same class, that is fruit. I hope that through this example, it is clear that the class is a collection of the objects that have similar data or characteristics. Moving further, we are going to cover the objects in software. You've understood the concept of objects and classes in real world, but what is the purpose of objects in software? A software object is a related unit of variables and methods. Variables and methods that are related to each other form an object. Software object models the real world objects in everyday life. The value of variables determines the state of the object, and objects are the instances of a class. Consider this diagram alongside. A car is being compared to a software object. The data members of the car are its model, the year of manufacture, and the color. Compare a Maruti car and a Mahindra car. Their data members are different, but their functions are the same. Both Maruti and Mahindra will start, will move, and will stop according to the instructions that are provided to them. Now we are going to cover classes in software. A class is a group of objects that share common properties, relationships, and behavior. These three terms, when the objects share common properties, relationship, and behavior, they belong to a particular class. Every class consists of data members and member functions. The data members are the variables and the member functions are the methods. A class is an object factory. As the objects that have similar properties, relationships, and behaviors belong to one particular class, so a class is often referred to as an object factory. When the user creates a class, he creates a data type of his own, which has a definite state and a definite behavior. Therefore, class is user-defined data type. Users can create the classes and they can suggest the data types on their own. Therefore, classes are referred to as user-defined data types. Consider this diagram here. The class is represented here in this pink box. It has private data members and public member functions. So class is formed of private and public data members and member functions. So from this class, we can create various objects, box B1, box B2, and box B3. Thus, the concept of objects and classes that we discussed in the beginning, the basic concept, is implemented in the form of software. My dear students, I hope that the concept of objects and classes is clear now. A class is a blueprint for the objects. When I say that a class is a blueprint, it means that all the objects that belong to the class follow its basic structure. Now we are heading on to the next topics that are encapsulation, inheritance, abstraction, and polymorphism. Let us discuss about data encapsulation. Data encapsulation is the binding or wrapping up of code and data together. The code and data are wrapped up together into a single unit. This is known as encapsulation. For example, a capsule. It is wrapped with different medicines. When we go to market and purchase medicinal capsules, they consist the uh, quantities of medicines, different quantities of different medicines. The private member variables and functions have restricted access from outside class, whereas the public member variables and functions can be accessed anywhere through the class object. Moving on to the next topic, that is data abstraction. Hiding the internal details and showing functionality is known as abstraction. For example, phone call and ATM machines. When I call my friend, I do not know how the internal machinery is working. How is the call being connected from my phone to her phone? This is what is the basic structure, the basic idea of data abstraction. Consider the example of ATM machines. When we go and assess the ATM machine, we insert our card and we follow certain instructions and we can withdraw or deposit the cash. We do not know the internal working. We do not know the internal processing of how the cash is being withdrawn or deposited. In C++, this concept of data abstraction is used for abstract classes and interface to achieve abstraction. Inheritance: when one object acquires all the properties and behaviors of the parent object, it is known as inheritance. Inheritance is a very simple and practical real life term. You inherit the properties of your parents. You often hear comments like your nose matches with that of your mother or your father. We have triangle and quadrilateral belonging to the base class shape. We all know that the triangle consists of three sides and the quadrilateral consists of 4 sides. When I discuss about the right angled triangle, the scalene triangle, or the isosceles triangle, they have one thing common in them, that is 3 sides. When I discuss about quadrilaterals, rectangle and square, both of them have 4 sides, but their features are different. For example, in rectangle, the opposite pair of sides are equal, whereas in case of square, all the 4 sides are equal. What is polymorphism? Polymorphism is made up of 2 words, poly meaning many and morph meaning forms. When one task is performed by different ways, it is known as polymorphism. For example, draw function can be used to handle different types and numbers of arguments. Let us discuss it here. The shape draw function, triangle draw function, rectangle draw function, circle draw function. In case of circle, we pass only one argument, that is the radius of the circle. So the compiler draws the circle of the radius that we've mentioned. How is this concept of polymorphism used in C++? It is used in case of function overloading and function overriding. Now, my dear students, we are heading towards the end of this topic. What are the benefits of object-oriented programming? It makes development and maintenance of long codes easier. Debugging is also easy. The long codes can be easily developed and debugged. What is debugging? Debugging is removal of errors. If I find that my code is having some errors, I can easily debug it. I can easily remove those errors because of the object oriented programming. Because our code is divided into classes and objects, and we get to know that which particular object is faulty and we go and correct that code. Object oriented programming provides data hiding. That is, there is no unauthorized access to data. We have discussed it already that if I have some particular functions in a class, then the functions of class 1 can access the data of class 1 only. The function of class 1 cannot access the data of class 2. Next point, object-oriented programming provides easy analysis and design with real-world objects. You see, whatever topics we have discussed so far, we have done all the examples that are based in real world. For example, ATM machines, phone call, capsules. So all the topics of object-oriented programming can easily be compared to real world entities. Object-oriented programming is data-centric. That is, the focus is on the data and not on the procedures. The focus of all our actions lies basically on the data. We focus on the data and not on the procedures. That is, we do not bother about how the functionality is taking place, what is the internal processing, but we are focused just on the data. That is it for today's video. Thank you so much for your patience. Stay tuned to Intellify for more such videos.